The amazing thing is that we can actually communicate on this program and get it started.
Tony Caravan.
You've been subjected to a highly sophisticated form of propaganda.
It's just what you need, and not what you don't. Quality, quantity, and variety.
ROCKFLUX.
Hello. 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 Hello.
And it's time once again for the show that never ends. Says, who used to say that? One of those bands out of the 70s used to have that. Say that. This is the title card that may or may not have brought you here. Almost looks like fluorescent in this lighting, doesn't it? What could that possibly be? Says the privileged person. What could that possibly be? Says the privileged person. We'll get to that later. Yeah, it's crazy time once again, you know.
Good morning.
Okay.
Here's the deal. Today is Augustus 30th, calendar year 2021. Title of the show is This Is the End. Well, we're getting close to the end. We're getting close to the end. We're going to do 250, then we're going to write a book, I think, if we live that long. If we live that wrong. If we live that wrong. Right?
Funky.
You know, buddy.
Really funny. Really funny.
That's so funny, I forgot to laugh, man. Yeah. A grown man making weird noises, doing ridiculous stuff, you know.
Channel check. Left channel. Left channel.
Your papers, please.
Your papers, please. I'm in the right channel right now.
This is insane. This is insane. This is insane. This is insane. This is insane.
Hot. Hot. Hot the tot.
This is insane. This is insane. This is.
Yeah, it's insane, man. Insanity has got the best of me. Insanity has got the best of me. Is it the spell that I'm under? I'd really like to do an entire lounge show sometime. The song stylings of Tony Caravan.
You're listening to Tony Caravan Live.
That poor girl. Woman at this point. I was recorded, let me think, 22 years ago. I don't know how old she was at that point. 20-something. So, yeah. She's probably a mom. Knowing her, she's probably a mom with a couple of kids. Yeah, good for her. Good on her. Let's look at the weather.
The Weather Watch forecast.
Now, the weather in my neck of the woods. I had the window open, and it was raining a moment ago. It says it's 70 degrees and still raining outside. Chance of a thunderstorm. 50% at 5 a.m. It's 4:38 a.m. I woke up, the cat decided to give up a fur ball at around 3. So I've been up since 3 a.m. I have a doctor's appointment. I think I do today. In fact, I got to double check on that because I should have gotten a notification. If it's tomorrow, I'm going to be royally pissed off. Let's see. 30th. I've got nothing listed here. I've got something listed on the 6th. But I know they called me and told me it was on the 30th. Man. I was wondering why I wasn't getting any notifications. I have no idea, and I don't believe I wrote it on the card. Let me see here. Like an idiot. Or made, I mean, I made a note. Well, let me snooze this thing for 2 hours. I hate that stuff. So we're in the middle of a weather forecast. All right, so here's the deal. My neck of the woods, going to get up to 81 degrees today. And then tomorrow's going to be in 66 overnight, which will be decent sleeping weather. And then tomorrow it goes to 79, so we're supposed to get below. And then we're down to 68, 72, 72. So I don't know. That's kind of normal weather for September in this neck of the woods. I'm sure you're tired of hearing certain things like that, like me, neck of the woods. But anyway, here's the one I'm more concerned with because of my title card today. And this was created today at 8:26 UTC. Which I don't know. What is that, like 5 hours or something like that ahead of us? Let me get rid of the old you don't know what you don't know and game over graphics. They're confusing. So as you can see at the bottom down at the Gulf, this is rain, okay? And I don't think there's the legend of Billy the Kid on here. There isn't. But it's not that hard to figure out. So as you can see, the storm path, you know, we'll look through the news. I mean, I'll plop up the news. The news is in front of this, so we can look at this. Historic Hurricane Ida knocks out power in New Orleans. Hurricane Ida makes landfall in Louisiana. Ida's storm surge pushing into Bay St. Louis, Waveland. I-10 major streets closing due to Hurricane Ida. Here's where to see the latest. You notice how they have the other one, watch, in all caps. Here's where to see the latest. You know, to them, this is just a way to sell cars and pharmaceuticals on commercials, you know, get eyeballs. Clickbait. Hurricane Ida flood, wind damage, threats, push inland, over south after Category 4 landfall. The Weather Channel. Articles from the Weather Channel. The weather, you know, and it's got like their weather. They're really playing the game there with, like, you know, there was a time that if you put something in more than like 2 times or something like that, you were automatically kicked off of the through the search algorithm. And here they've got 1, 2, 3, and then it's like 4 mentions of their name. Totally, yeah. Well, of course, that was the 90s. Kabul airport target in rocket attack foiled by U.S. system. Biden receives bodies. Blah blah blah. I mean, the guy has dementia. I mean, let's face it. And as you can see, the thing, look up top where it says headlines, right below it. You know, they put that on pause. That went on pause because of Afghanistan, and Afghanistan is on semi-pause, and they're excusing all this stuff and cleaning up all their mess while they're focusing everybody on this hurricane. How convenient for them. Lucky them. Not so lucky the people who live down. Back to the map. So as you can see, the dark red, and reds in general, this is rainfall. So you can see that whole area of the Gulf, this was prepared today, has got a ridiculous amount of rain. So we're going to have, flooding and whatnot. Personally, I don't believe in general this will be as widespread a problem as Katrina. You're not going to see those, basically the entire city underwater, except in maybe isolated instances. Now, as you go northward, you see how this thing takes a turn towards the east and heads up towards the mid-Atlantic states, which I'm not looking too forward to because more rain. We'll get into that in a second. And those guys from Mystery Science Theater are just definitely pointing in the wrong direction. I don't know what their problem is. It used to be this thing where I could, if I did this. No, I don't know what the hell that is. Anyway, they're pointing in the wrong way. They don't know what they're doing. Out west, there's, to be honest with you, I don't even know what that pink means. Can't be snow. It's too low. So I guess there's going to be some rain over there. But green is usually rain, so I think we're going to get some rain. I don't know. That's that, man.
The Weather Watch forecast.
Thank God you couldn't see my face for that. I've gone completely, utterly, totally mad.
All your life you will remember this night, and you'll know whom you have turned loose upon the world.
Your papers, please.
You see, it's nighttime here. I woke up at 3 o'clock. Some people get out of the bars at like 3, last call at 2 or something. Or I don't know. It's 4:46 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And I double-checked. We don't set the clocks back until November 7th, so we got a long time for that. Coffee tastes pretty good today. No complaints there. Let's see what kind of an idiot I can make myself today. You notice how my hat doesn't hit a black wall when I'm behind the girl? I fixed that yesterday as promised. Isn't that neat? Isn't that neat? Even between her legs. Let's look at the eyeball behind your legs if we can. Yeah. There was a time when that kind of humor and that kind of goofiness was something that was funny. But let's get into this thing. You get your mug yet? No. I got a notification. I don't get it. It doesn't appear in my comments on my computer, but Jupiter wasn't the sun. Saturn was the sun. This was a Saturnian system, okay, to answer a question to someone. We'll probably tune in later and won't go back to watch the entire show. So you missed it, man. Okay, the morning show. This is the card that was up today. This is the reason you may or may not have clicked on this show. And what you see here is what appears to be, if you have a cat, maybe one of those things, one or a couple of them look like litter boxes. That black circular one looks like something. Sometimes people put that under when they're changing their oil. And this was when they were emptied. I went up yesterday. They weren't emptied, but I didn't empty them again. This is my frickin' attic. Now, do you see the wood, the green wood? Do you know how an attic is an attic is usually slanted? Because I have a slanted roof. In fact, it's a very high-pitched roof. Okay? So what this guy did, I don't know, 100 years ago, he put that tongue and groove straight to make the walls straight. You see? Because you could look at that one board and you can see how the roof is slanted. Do you see that? You look to the right. So I had to take the old Sawzall out, and I had to cut open the wall in my attic. In my frickin' house. Can you imagine if I had a wife? She'd be like freaking out. What are you doing? You're destroying the house. Why don't we just get a roof? And why can't we afford a roof? What kind of bum are you? I'm a writer. I'm going to do a YouTube show, baby. What's the matter? Hi, Scarlett. I used to go out with some girl. She couldn't stand when I used to do that. Hi, Scarlett. Then I went out with another girl, and I used to wear this shirt. It's yellow. It was actually like an Izod Lacoste shirt, too. But it was like some yellow print. I mean, it was, black lines on it. And it was like my favorite shirt because it was really comfortable cotton. I had the air conditioner on before. It's getting hot in here. I'll probably take this shirt off. I don't give a fuck anymore. But anyway, she couldn't stand that frickin' shirt. I think eventually she got threw it away or something. And years, after our relationship, ended, years ago in another town, I don't know where I was somewhere and I found it. So I rebought it and I have one upstairs. I'll wear it on this show. I think I've already worn it on this show. I'll wear it on this show, but it's cotton. So it's more like wintery type of thing, or fall. It'll be fall here in a couple of weeks. I'm trying to decide how many tomatoes I take over to the doctor's office. I'm pretty sure I got it right. I hope it's not tomorrow. I mean, that'd be a royal pain because by 1:45 in the afternoon, I'm usually upstairs and done with stuff, And if I have to shower up, get ready, go to a doctor's appointment and all that crap, and I go over there and you go, your appointment's tomorrow at 1:45. Right? I guess I could call this morning. That'd be worse, though. That'd be worse.
Why are you telling us this?
Because it's my show, and we only have a handful of shows left. A little more than a handful. In fact, I'll tell you exactly how many shows are left before I decide to just move on to the book. Let's see. Date and day of year. DOY calendar. Today is the 30th of August, and it's 242. It's day 242. It means I have 8 shows left. Once I hit 250, that's it. Curtains. I said that at 100, and how the heck did we get here? 142 over top of 100. 242 shows. And don't say you took one off. No, because there was extras in there. It's actually more than 242. I could quit. I could quit in 5 days if I wanted to. Who knows? I'll do the 250 just for the sake of it. We'll get to day 250 of 2021. As I said before, yesterday or the day before, game over. You don't know what you don't know. I was going to make one of these everything you know is wrong things. I don't know if I even have something like that. Let me see. I may have one. CPU 6.7. Let's add an image and see if I could find one. We'll call it everything. Everything. While we're searching for everything, I'll let you listen to some ridiculous thing. Where is that? Wait till I get the thing, for crying out loud. This is under, where is this? You know, I was just thinking, it's my party and I could do this if I want to. Show liners. Here it is.
Presenting the world's greatest everything. Presenting the world's greatest everything. Presenting the world's greatest everything. 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 Everything.
It's everything. It's everything. It's everything. Shirts, etc. Let's see. Everything. What is that? Why is that game over? I mean, it's supposed to be everything you know is wrong. There it is. Let's see. It's PNG. Yeah, that'll work. I have no. I mean, it's El Mongo Jerry. I mean, this is the waning days of the show. It's like El Kabong. El Kabong. This has been sitting up there for a while. Check this out. I'm going to get rid of the ROCKFLUX title card for a second, if you don't mind. Edward Kissinger came out. Suddenly, Edward Kissinger came back. What size is this? Anyway, everything you know is wrong t-shirt. But look at the texture of that. Can you see that? Look at the see that texture of that t-shirt? You don't see shirts like that. Look at it. This is the kind of shirts that I sell. This has been washed a bunch of times too. You know, this print here, I mean, that's in there for good. It's everything. It's everything. It's everything. And the Picasso at the back of the store and everything. Afraid to put it down. If I put it down, there'll probably be some roaches hiding under it. It's everything. Come on, man. As Dementia Joe would say. Come on, man. Well, just set it there for now. Everything you know is wrong. Now you can kind of see that void in the upper part of the closet. There's like a Union Jack hat up there. But anyway. It's hot. You're not. It's hot and you're not. Everything you know is wrong. Everything you know is wrong. Game over. You don't know what you don't know. So let's look at this title card. Yeah, that's my frickin' attic. So you can see how the slant of the roof is, and there's slats there. Well, in between those slats is a 200-year-old house. That's a real frickin' picture, man. This was just taken like 2 days ago. I was up there yesterday and those buckets were filled, but I didn't even feel like dumping them out. They weren't filled, but they could take, but it's raining now. And that the remnants of Ida's coming up my way, you know. So, you know, we could have like days, a whole day, one of those all day rain events. I mean, it's crazy. So I had to cut with a sawzall this old 100-year-old tongue and groove, you know, whatever, to get into the wall, because that floor area where I have there is above my bedroom, right where my head is, where I sleep. And one night I woke up to like Chinese water torture, and it's not saying something weird somebody should take offense to ethnically or something. It's a real thing. Chinese water torture, that's what they used to do during World War II. They'd put people down and they drop a drop of water on their head, center of their forehead. I mean, you know, you could say waterboarding with like the CIA does, and nobody takes offense. So, you know, American CIA waterboarding. How about Chinese water torture? Well, anyway, so the roof was dripping right on my frickin' head in bed. You privileged son of a bitch. So this is my solution. You can see I got plastic there. I found these old crappy rugs that were laying around. Before I put those rugs down, if you look, you could see a little bit of white. Not the white plastic, but like white paint. It's like roof paint. So I took the boards, the tongue and groove boards that are really brittle because they're like 100-some years old, you know. But I sawed them with a jigsaw to fit between the rafter or whatever below where all those plastic things are. Put them there, caulked around the corners and the cracks and crevices, let that dry, and then put like this roof coating stuff there. Put down some rugs and stuff, and then put down these things. Because the water drips from that woodwork, those slats, which I also caulked and sprayed. You know that stupid guy that gets in a boat with that can? It's like rubber in a can, right? And he gets on a boat with a screen door bottom. Bullshit. 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 That stuff doesn't work. I tried it on the roof of my garage in a spot. I tried it like patching when this was minor patch. Bullshit. The guy's a frickin' multi-millionaire selling that stuff, and it's like $19.95 a can or something. Right? You hardly get any out of it. Bullshit. Oh, and by the way, if you use it outdoors, even indoors here where the sun beats on it, it just like kind of dissolves like cracks and stuff. There's no warranty or anything on that. And we've got it now available as a paint and as something else. Bullshit, man. Tested it. This is a product demonstration show. So then I ordered some stuff from like, I don't know, some online place, Amazon or one of those places, Walmart. And this stuff, I sprayed that on it. Man, I was like noticing, man, this stench. It was overbearing, and it got all the way down into my bedroom, into my house. And I read the small print, which, you know, honestly, I should have read first. It contained benzene. Okay? Let's just look this up just to show you. This is like that stuff they have. Benzene. All right. Facts about benzene, CDC emergency. Benzene is a chemical that is colorless, yellow liquid at room temperature, a sweet odor, and sweet. highly flammable, evaporates quickly, heavier than air. Benzene is formed from both natural, blah, blah, blah. Benzene is used. Industries, lubricants, rubbers, dyes. How you could be exposed to benzene. How benzene works. Immediate signs and symptoms. Drowsiness, dizziness, headaches, tremors, confusion, unconsciousness, death. Vomiting, convulsions, blah, blah, blah. Long-term health effect. Major effect of benzene of long-term exposure on the blood. Anemia, bleeding, immune system. Great. Increasing chance for infection. Great. No wonder I've fucking been in the hospital twice since then. Benzene. Benzene poisoning is treated. There's no antidote. No antidote. Anyway, it's a carcinogen that they put in these things. It's like that stuff. So I scared somebody to fuck away. But I'll tell you what, that stuff temporarily filled those grooves and stopped it. You know, they have all these chemicals, man, but they're poison and carcinogenic. It's like those bug spray and weed killers. They'll kill all the frickin' weeds, right? My neighbor uses it. That's why I probably had radical prostatectomy and cancer. All right? You know, these people love to just reach for it. And these things are still being sold. I bought the benzene online. I don't want to say which store it was, but it was either Amazon or Walmart, one or the other. I bought a can of it. Came shipped. Right? You don't think they're selling carcinogenic, you know, things that could kill you. And then I watched that witch who lives next door, you know, spraying, you know, who's afraid of greenery. When I first moved here years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago, her house looked like it was on the chopping block. They wrecked about 12 houses on this street because they were just so unsightly and her house looked that way. Literally in the front of her house, there was, let me just get rid of this stupid title card because I got another picture. It's a little bit better than that anyway. The dirt was coming all the way out of the sidewalk in the front of her house. She had like a combination of like cinder blocks and weird pieces of rock. There was no railing or anything to get to her porch. I don't know what the mailman must have just threw her mail probably on the floor of her porch or something. And I built her a concrete cinder block retainer wall, which to this day is standing. And I told her to go out and get like some juniper or some shrubs. I said they'll absorb the water behind this retainer wall, you know, which will keep that pressure, you know, so that water doesn't, you know, you get these deluges, so you don't have that water pressure pushing down. These roots will like suck up, you know. I mean, which is good advice for anyone to do. Well, anyway, she's got into this kick and she like basically chopped down. I have my yard is like this green wonderland, right? Fresh, oxygen, growth, food, everything. She clipped those juniper things down to the bone. Like, I don't even think they'll come back. They were like neat shrubs. And cut everything else out. People are fucking weird. So we looked at the news of the day and it's insanity. And everything you know is wrong, of course. And then the image of the day, which is El Humongo. What the? This is Attic 1. If this is the title card image, I'm wasting my time doing this because I think the title card told the story. Yeah, this is the title card image, just larger. Yeah. But this gives you the full idea of it. You don't need to see my head even. Yeah. because you can see more of the slant and how it goes up. Okay, so that's that. And then this, I don't know why these are giant. They were taken with my iPod, which is like ancient and old. So here's a close-up of how gross this is. All right, look at that. Can you see that? Look at that. So the water drips from the slanted roof in between those slats. So you can see, if you look closely, how there's just old 100-year-old slatted roof. How would you like to live like that? That's the attic above my bedroom. And of course, there's a roof above that. So it ends up being that the roof is almost like 4 stories up the way it's built. So you can't even get up there. It's so high. Like no ladder will go that high. You would need like some kind of lift or something. You know, so even if I were some acrobat guy who wouldn't mind going up 4 or 5 stories, because there's like this mini type of attic, you know, in the way that the roof kind of peaks, you know, because it's a Dutch colonial, so it's like a 2-step the way the roof is. So there's like some kind of other attic. I wouldn't even like peek in there. Who knows what's in that thing? I mean, it's not much, but it would be like a crawl space attic. So this was my fix from the Dollar Tree. You know, some cheap. You know, a lot of people wouldn't share this stuff or tell you that I just saw 2 roaches this morning, even though I've been putting boric acid down, which is supposed to kill those things. Because they worked on the sewer, this infrastructure project. My house still shakes because they didn't fill the road or patch the road properly. So, like, I don't know what's vibrating the pipes or whatever. And the last time I was down in my basement, there was, like, water down there. So I think the pipes might be leaking. I haven't gone down there in 2 weeks because I'm afraid to. I don't want to see what's down there. I don't want to know. Now I got to get a plumber in here or something. Who knows what kind of damage is being done to the structure. My porch steps are made of concrete. I had to patch them. They were cracked, literally, from these trucks and the stuff they were doing. You want to know what life is like, right? For people, for some people on the other side. And I'm a clean person, right? So, like, this morning, I was like, yeah, the cat kicks up a fur ball. I'm right on it. You know, that's why I'm up so frickin' early half the time. So I'm, like, cleaning that up, getting a Clorox wipe, cleaning the carpet. And then over top of it, spray some Lysol on it. Total disinfect, clean the thing. In my bathroom, cleaning my... Hell, I was using the bathroom toilet scrub brush today to clean out the toilet and stuff. Because I saw a bug in my toilet paper roll. Hey, these are the last couple shows. You know, my book, my next book, this last book is going to be Cold Hard Truth, you know? ...2021 book ideas. Let's see what we got here. St. Jude, pray for us. What did I used to call this show? The truth. I mean, I used to say the truth of 30 frames per second, but it was like the cold. It wasn't the cold hard truth. It was like the cold. Brutal. Brutal honesty. Put that in my book of ideas. My book. That's why these are the waning days of this era. I didn't make a single dime. I lost all this money, invested everything to create this ultimate, look at this ultimate system. And it was a struggle over the years, to create this, right? To be able to bring up images. Do you remember the days when behind me I had a TV that had images on it? I used to hold up. I used to print out things and hold up pieces of paper or images to get things across. It's either take my shirt off and have the muscle shirt and people look at me like I'm some kind of muscle exhibitionist guy, or go turn the frickin' air conditioner on. I guess I'll turn the air conditioner on just to satisfy it, just so you guys know. Not that I really give a shit. I'll be right back. $5:15. The night is as dark as the night's going to get. I just glanced through a little crack in the door. Yeah, so look at those things. I mean, it looks gross. It's just because it's old wood and tar and the water comes in. I mean, that's basically what it is. Heart palpitations. I guess we better get upbeat here. If I have a doctor's appointment today, I don't want them to have to say, take your shirt off. We're going to have to give you the old, put those things on you and check your heart out. It's like, leave my heart alone. I don't care about that stuff. If people were frickin' smart,
Tape deck alert. Tape deck alert.
Yeah. You'd have been taping these friggin' shows. Yeah.
The future. He came from the future.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I came from the future. It's like a love-hate relationship with the rain. I love the sound of it. It's great for my garden. Fresh air after a rain. But it causes that kind of crap up in my attic. Image of the day. Everything you know is wrong. Game over. You don't know what you don't know. The title card. So that's where the title card came from. See, unlike the clickbaiters and people like that, everything on my show is like freaking real. It's all real. And that's no bull. That's no bull, baby.
You're fired.
I ain't. I'm not fired. I've never been fired in my life. I quit. I told a lot of people to take this job and shove it. I mean, many a time. You know it. I had one person on here.
It's the best. New. Real.
Yeah, it's all those things.
Brilliant!
We might as well get through some of this stuff. Remember when I used to say, all we are is cattle? No. I could wait for tomorrow's show to get into this, but I think we'll just delve into it a little bit every day. And if you don't mind, we'll just keep this grossity up while I talk. Every one of these slogans, all these things you see are available on shirts, hoodies, and all kinds of magical, wonderful things. They're even available on a bag. Let's see, I've got a something that I might not be using. We haven't seen her in a while. Have we? If I put her up, that'll be the image that gets pushed up. Oh baby, oh man, yeah. Oh baby, bikini. That's called. But the garden image is missing, so I'm going to browse and show you another item that we have available. What's this? That was my old show. I'll probably come back from time to time. But not much. And we'll see around the holiday season, probably do some Christmassy kind of thing. Christmas, Hanukkah. Here we go. I don't think I have one without a background for this one. So we have to look at this like as a separate entity. But you can get the iconic image of everything you know is wrong on a bag, a tote, or whatever. It's a cloth bag. You go shopping with that. A lot of grocery stores aren't allowing you to bring your own bag, but you could go to some other store. Or you could just have it crumbled up with you, and then you put your, as soon as you leave the store, you could put those flimsy plastic bags that break. I'm going to probably get one of these. I haven't ordered one of these for myself yet. Yeah. In the Garden of Gethsemane. That's where they betrayed the man. Can't believe anything anymore. ROCKFLUX, the mug. So here's the deal. The way I see it anymore. Misery. It's a really neat photo, though. I didn't like do anything with saturation or cause anything to give it that kind of fluorescent-y effect. That was just the light coming through the window. That was the lighting, natural lighting of the day. I went up and I took that picture. Because I promised yesterday I'd show you. Because I don't think people understood. People can't visualize. And understand what people go through. This is an incomprehensible problem. So unless you really donate some Bitcoin or some serious dineros, I'm not going to be able to fix this problem. And what I don't understand is that I had a picture of the other side. So what happened to that? So let me look at image of the day. Okay. We don't need image of the day because that's a duplicate. So is that attic 3? Yeah, okay. For crying out loud. Image of the day. Let's get rid of the... well, it doesn't matter. This is the other side of the room. I mean, do you understand this, like, living like this? See, I've got old shirts and some more, like, cut-up plastic things and a little tarp down, and you could see that the water's, like, on it and getting under it. And you could even see towards the left that I've got more of it extending. There's like that dust and little debris in that little open area. Is like the chimney is like falling apart. And you see how you can see all that tongue and groove or whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm going to have to dig all that out with the Sawzall because the water's coming in that whole area. And that's above my stairway. That stairs, that hole, that void you see at the bottom right, that goes into my bedroom. That's like a little weird attic entrance from my bedroom. But under there is the hallway, you know, on my second floor outside my bedroom, and then the stairway going down to the kitchen. I say this is a brutally honest show. How would you like that to be your house? Yeah. That's it. That's how the other half lives. Hey, Dementia Joe, do you have any idea? Hey, AOC. They don't know. People have no idea. You know, and the funniest thing is, you know, I had all these things like great solar stuff that could have helped all these people down south during this hurricane with the power outages and stuff. Right? And I'm sure, like I say, these human interest stories, they're not human interest stories. They're freakazoid interest stories. They're perverse, you know, sicko interest stories. Anyone who wants to watch the suffering of others, right? And I offered all this stuff. What the heck is that? Anyway... Canned laughter. Yeah, laugh at me.
This is a nightmare. It must be a nightmare.
Go ahead and laugh. My coffee's getting cold because the air conditioner's on. All because I wanted to spare you from me sitting here with a muscle shirt. So you didn't feel as if I was some kind of exhibitionist or some kind of weirdo, right? Who are you to judge anyway? Right? Who are you to judge? Who's anybody to judge anybody? But at the same token, who are these people that think that, well, guys like me, I don't judge anybody for anything. I'm going to call out an idiot, you know, who's doing something wrong. But I don't force my ways on anybody. But who are these people that think they can force their ways upon us? Why don't they just live their life as they are? See, the thing is, they're just not happy. So they have to go and protest and try to force other people. Because deep down inside, they want everybody to be like them, but people look at them and go like, man, you're a freak. I don't want to be like you. You're weird looking. You know, and you're a weirdo. And for some reason, that's the part people don't get. It's the same with like what I call cultural differences. It's like people try to bring up things, you know, as if you're criticizing somebody in some way. And it's like, and you're saying, oh, what do you think you just did? No, I didn't. It's like with cultural differences, I just don't like certain cultures. Personally, I don't care to adopt, you know, that culture, that way of life, so to speak. It doesn't mean I don't care if there's a culture like that, right? I'm not going to go, I don't want to go, you know, live in communist China, right? Or live in some weird, you know, Middle Eastern country or Afghanistan. Topic of the, you know, the week. You know? I just don't like those cultures. Just like there are cultural things within the U.S. and other places, people live in a certain cultural way of life, their culture, that I don't care for. It doesn't mean, I mean, go ahead and do it. I don't care. Just don't force your culture on me. Don't force your things on me, because I'm not forcing my way of life onto you. You know, why, you know, no one said that. You know, this entire show, all these hundreds of shows I've done, you know, as we get wind down, hundreds of shows I've done. And there's nobody on the internet. There's 0 people watching this right now. Okay? Nobody has like called these things out the way I have, you know, in brutal honesty and the truth. There's no negativism, bigotry, or anything of that kind here. There's peace and love and service to humanity on this show. I give you advice how to be happy. That's the ultimate thing. That's the number one theme of this show, is pursue happiness, right? Do your thing. And I give advice, and even these products like this great solar stuff and all that crap. It's like could have helped these poor bastards down in the Gulf Coast. So I blame you for not sharing these videos with these people and letting them know that they could have, you know, could have survived. It's game over. I was having trouble going to sleep last night, so I took an extra pill to help me get to sleep. And it eventually worked. I still got this weird thing where I twist my head in a certain direction, some inner ear thing. That's why I'm going to the doctor's for a follow-up today. To get like a weird dizziness thing. But at least I'm on to it now, so I'm not going to have a fall. On top of all these freaking pictures, right? Image of the day. Oh man, that is real. Look at that. Look at that. That's my house. It's my frickin' house. My frickin' house. And there's rain coming up, mid-Atlantic states, up towards my neck of the woods. It rained this morning. Keep filling those buckets. Keep filling those buckets. Get the Sawzall out. I'm sick, man. I can't be opening up this wall. You cry. I'm a cancer survivor, patient who knows, exposed to benzene and whatever that witch next door is like doing. People trying to kill me off. The Gnostics believed in people called the Archons. And the Archons drew their energy from something called Loosh. 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 And that was energy from the suffering, the misery, the fear, the horror of others. And some expanded that into like the earth being this soul trap, like reincarnation cycle trap. And all this sick, ridiculous stuff that the average person doesn't even know about. It's so great that I fixed that girl. I don't even know if you notice. So you used to go there was like a black thing. Now she just exists, clear, the same way all this type clears. See if I put my hat over top of Game Over, how it's like invisible behind it. I've worked so hard to create this mastery work. Mastery of production. I am the master.
You're listening to Tony Caravan Live.
And then I've gone mad.
Your papers, please.
I'm sure the doctor's going to say, did you get your jab yet? Well, what about them dropping the efficacy by 30-some%? Did you read that? Or are you just too busy counting your frickin' cash from overcharging people and working just one day a week? My doctor's a slumlord on the side, too. A fucking dick. His wife's really nice. I like her. I hope I see her today. He used to be a nice guy. I used to talk to him. I got to know him before I let him be my doctor. Because the doctor's office was right next door to me, and I used to talk to him on it. Like, he used to come in, pull his car in next to my house. We used to talk and stuff. But then, like, you know, my file got to be like about yay big. And he didn't know anything about me. Never read it. I've been in a hospital emergency room twice in the past month. They never, like, my blood work was going, like, down in certain areas and certain things. Like, as if they were unaware of it. I should have been called in. Somebody should have, like, flagged. Somebody should have been flagged. Like I say, where's House when you need him? Like I did that show. Watch that show. People don't give a shit, man. Everybody's into their own thing. And then you've got these people who are in charge of stuff that the only conclusion, right, the logical conclusion, when you rule out every other possibility, the only thing left, you know, Occam's razor, is these people are frickin' archons. We're being basically controlled, manipulated, ruled over by some, you know, I don't know, immortals, some alien race or whatever. I don't care, you know, if people think that's crazy and, you know, I've gone off the deep end or something. Like I say, these are the last shows. I'll talk about this all the time. When I say everything you know is wrong, I mean, I'm not, again, that's not just trying to sell you a t-shirt, which nobody buys, but as you know, I have one. So you just tuned in late or fast forwarded because you're a dick. See that texture? Look at that texture on that shirt. Have you ever seen a shirt like that? I only paid like $17 for this. I mean, I think the price might have went up to 20 or something because everything's inflation now under the frickin' corporatocracy and the archons, and they put this puppet demented guy in charge of stuff, killing people, and people are supporting. People are like still believe, they didn't even know that the guy's like lost his mind. Can't even like, could hardly get a sentence out. You know, they're giving him the blood transfusion of 18-year-olds like a lot of people do. Have you seen that stuff? Like I say, everything you know is wrong, and you don't know what you don't know. You know, I was watching these, you know, I watch these billionaires and, you know, and stuff like that. Like, I'm interested. I always say follow the money. You know, you got to see the finance. You forget the news. The news is all bullshit. They're just trying to sell you cars and pharmaceuticals, and then eventually they get the ads for the law firms that come on and tell you you could claim damages for the pharmaceuticals that the FDA approved that basically they shouldn't have approved and now cause death and all kinds of other shit. So screw the news. It's all bullshit. It's all lies. Right? But, you know, there's people who have money, are investing money, and they're all over the place because you got people who are just e-trading and all that kind of crap from their house. So the financial news, they have to watch this stuff to like track and decide to buy, sell, or what's going on, or, you know, whatever. And so you keep an eye on those people, right? Because after all, we live in a corporatocracy, right? What is a government? I think about that. What is a government? It's not a person, right? I mean, there are bureaucracies, there are political puppets that work for the corporatocracy. But there is no such thing as a government, really. What is a government? It's not a thing, right? It's a concept. It's a construct. It's not real, all right? And so, you know, it's a corporatocracy. So you got big tech, big pharma, military contractors, big ag, you know, poisoning us with foods. You know, Wall Street, you know, and all these financial, you know, other, you know, central banking, International Monetary Fund, the Bank of International Settlements, things people don't even know exist. The Davos set in their World Economic Forum, Great Reset, and UN IPC, bold-faced fucking liars, don't even understand that the sun and magnetic fields control things. I mean, we're being lied to by so many people. It is insane. And then they put this news and they're such opportunists. Like they were just hoping. See, normally they, you know, because I got this thing where I'm pretty sure they could steer hurricanes and things and stop them now, right? And they saw this Ida thing and they go, man, let's let that run wild because that'll take some of the heat off of Afghanistan and all the news that came out about the thing you can't talk about that totally contradicted, you know, everything we've been told for the past 2 years. And it has been 2 years now, right? According to WHO and yeah. Washington Post. China knew about this thing 2 years ago. Or released it 2 years ago. Who knows? So back to this, like the archons. These people are frickin' archons, man. You know, they took David Icke off of the air, you know, banned him. And basically 90% of the stuff he was saying was true. And most people think of David Icke and all, they think of like, you know, reptilian aliens. Though the dude's written so many frickin' books, it's ridiculous. He was a serious journalist at one point, but his books are like this thick, you know? He does these presentations, I don't know if he still does them, where you go to see David Icke and you're there for 8 frickin' hours. And he presents this slideshow and this whole thing. So for all I know, everything he says is true, including the reptilians and all that shit. You know, things are so fucked up right now that there is no logical other explanation for it than the old Gnostics, Archons, and Loosh. Right? Because it ain't about money. Right? These people are billionaires. It's not about lifestyle. Right? They live like a life that you can't even frickin' imagine. They could do whatever, anything they want to. It's the year 2021. These people are really living in 2021. You know what you're living in? You're living in the 1980s with a smartphone. That's what you're living in. You're living in the 1980s with a smartphone and a couple of smart so-called appliances, which are really kind of stupid, right? And you got an overpriced refrigerator and an overpriced washer and dryer set. That's what you are. And Elon Musk is building fucking robots to deliver the pizza or go to the moon or Mars or something stupid like that. In order to preserve humanity, we must become a planetary society. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? One thing I can't stand about guys like engineers and certain like people that are like singularly focused on some specialty. It's like these fucking doctors and stuff too. It's like they know nothing about nutrition. Right? You know, they're singular minded. Right? And you got this, you know, these people like AI, or they're into this code, certain code writing or algorithms, or, you know, some kind of thing, game, you know, creating games and gaming. And they know nothing else about anything else. Like, they don't have any like broad education because the school system doesn't do that anymore. They used to have a degree called Letters, Art, and Sciences. I don't know if they still do it. It used to be a 2-year degree. It's all anybody ever needed. If you went to college, at most, the most you needed to do was just go to get a 2-year degree, and what they called an associate degree. And you would be an associate, you know, in Letters, Arts, and Sciences. You know, it's like graduate school, you know, in a sense. Almost, you know, minus having gone through the 4 years of bullshit prior to. Letters, Arts, and Sciences. And what is the problem with people today? They're functionally illiterate. And what are they functionally illiterate in? Letters, Arts, and Sciences. You know, they have, you know, they don't have any a low aptitude in all of those areas. And even those who go to college and the big schools, they specialize in certain things, and they're basically have tunnel vision. They don't have any broad concept of life, experience, history, what came before, what's really going on. You know, they just don't know. Even some of the greats and people I respect, you know, they just haven't been traveled as much as I have. People just don't do that. And now it's impossible, right? People will never be able, the average person would never be able to do what I did. You know, just travel. Go places with next to nothing in your pocket. Drove across the country. It was really interesting, you know, when I first drove across the country by myself, the car I had, I talked about, it was a Dodge Colt, like in a horse, Colt. So I drove across the country in a Colt, or on a Colt. Stopped when we needed to, when I needed to rest the Colt, you know, sleep, campfire for the night, water for my horse. Hey. Yeah. It was very prophetic, and I don't know. It was just like, it was really interesting. I thought about it after the fact. I go, you know, it's interesting. I went across the country on a Colt. Can't do that stuff today. Stay in places for like $19.95. Hotel rooms. Motel 6 will leave the lights on for you. I've stayed in hotels for $16.95. Motels. And they were decent rooms, you know. It was a bed, TV, air conditioner, bathroom. $16.95. $19.95. $22.95. Right? I mean, that's the kind of, that's what it was like, you know. You could go from New York to LA with a few $100 in your pocket. And when you get to LA, you get a job. And then you find a place to stay. And you made it. That's what I did. Yeah. You just go places. Go to New York. Get a motel, cheap hotel room. Apply to a couple of jobs, you get the job, and that's it. Go to D.C. I went to D.C. I didn't have a job. I got a couple of jobs, didn't like one or two of them, quit. Then I finally got this other job working in Capitol Hill. Did that for about a year or so, or something like that. Learned D.C., worked in New York a couple of times, worked in Philly a couple of times. Did the LA like West Coast 3 times. Other cities. You know. But you add it up, you know, a couple of years here, a couple of years there, a couple of years here. It's a lot of experience, and it's a lot of time. A year or two is a long time. You get to know a lot of people. You get to make friends, you know. You know, you could have a girlfriend for 2 years is a long time for a lot of people, you know. It's a lot of fucking. It's a lot of dinners. It's a lot of hanging out and talking and experiencing each other and beautiful things in life. Having good friends, doing things and stuff like that. Travel's a neat thing, being a traveling person. That's why I wrote 9 books, and I'm going to write my 10th starting about a week from now. Be finished by the end of the year. Because I have notebooks on it. I have all this stuff. And a lot of it's going to be based on some of the content of these shows. So I'll be going back and playing some things and dealing with some of that to just, you know, get it all down. I just wanted to complete the set, a volume of 10 books. You know, it's like my songs. It's like 50 songs or something like that. And these shows, you know, 250 this year. I mean, I've got a couple hundred other ones, but I mean, you know. It's like, you know, the volume of creativity, creation. And in everything I do, that's what I do. And you could do it too. I'm not tooting my horn here. This is advice. It's like I'm just some regular guy. It's like I have that listed on like on my thing. Is it? Pretty sure it is. What's the exact wording? Just an ordinary guy who has lived an extraordinary life and has the stories to tell. This is an adventure for your mind. Each show is enlightening in at least one small way. That said, it's all about life, consciousness, our soul experience, and what's starting to look like the end of the world as we know it. Right? I wrote that a while back. It's true. You know, people just sitting around. They don't want to know. I don't know. What's the problem, man? You know, life experience. That's the whole thing what it's all about. Sharing experiences. You know, it's like you give somebody a hand up, a leg up, or whatever you want to call it, a boost. You know, that's what humanity, that's what it used to be all about. You know, each generation gave the other one a little boost. You built upon the one that came before you. And those that came before you shared. You know? But you know, the generation now, these people, they don't want to know, right? They don't know. Everything you know is wrong. You don't know what you don't know. So it's game over, man. It's game over. There is no save America. Get it through your thick skulls. Okay? I am so fucking tired this morning of going through my email whenever I get up in the morning. Because I'm not, I've already like got rid of one or two email addresses, but I have, you know, I'm not getting rid of all my email addresses. Political frickin' things from both sides. Because like I said, you know, I was the type of guy that I'm not political. So, you know, over the years, I've supported different people for ideas when I used to believe that there was a possibility of change, you know. So, you know, if somebody was saying a good thing and was going to try a good thing, be like, okay, I'll send you $5. I'll send you $10. You know, figure that times, you know, 1 million people's $10 million. You know, maybe the person has a chance of getting in there and doing something. You know, I used to believe like you believe. But see, you're not looking at the world the way I am. You're not seeing reality. You know? No, you don't know. There's such thing as you, at certain times, you know, things become so out of control, so absurd, so insane, right? That it's beyond any sort of change, redemption, whatever. And you just got to worry about yourself. And like I say, be happy, you know, do what I do, grow vegetables or play games or find somebody that you could just get under the covers with and stay there. That's what I would do. I'll tell you what. That's what I'd be doing right now. I'd be under the covers with some woman right now, and I wouldn't get out of bed till noon. And I'd cook one of my great meals. Say, come on down, honey, give something to eat. Let's go out in the backyard. Let's sit in the lounge chairs, soak up a little bit of sun. Come on in. Let's take a shower, and let's go back to bed. You know, people are just, they don't get it. They don't understand life. Like that psycho neighbor of mine. You cut down every bit of green thing there is. And I think she's been pouring poison underneath the fence between our houses at this tree I have, which is like it's like kind of growing. The upper canopy of it is like kind of coming over her fence a little bit. But, you know, we get an early fall here kind of. So it's like, you know, that's going to be gone. And I'll snip those things away. But anyway, I priced chainsaws, so in case she fucks up my tree, I'll just get one of those electric chainsaws. It's not like it's a giant tree. You can get a chainsaw for $40 or $50 now. If she kills my tree, I'll just chainsaw the fucker down. I wouldn't want to kill a tree. It's their world. It's not ours. Right? They're the primary life force on this planet. The trees. There's more of them than us. There's more of them than anything. Just take a look around. But what about the forest fires and what they're chopping down the Amazon? The Amazon is not. It's still flourishing like a motherfucker. All right? And forest fires have been happening since the beginning of time. It's it's natural forest management. Canopy clears and new fresh growth comes up. And like I said a couple of shows ago or yesterday, I don't even can't keep track. I don't really care anymore. Trees grow in a couple of years, man. Like really fast. Really fast. Like in 5 years, a tree is already up to like, depending on the climate. So especially out in like the Pacific, you know, where here, where it's not, this is no like rainforest. All right. I said the other day, I have a maple tree, at least 10 or 12 feet tall already. Seedling was this big. I found that seedling. It was like growing next to the fence. I pulled it out. It had a little root on it, was only about that big. The above the ground was about that big. And I put it because I wanted to have like a maple tree there. Because I knew this other tree, I didn't know if this other tree, the one that this lady hates so much, that was going to go anywhere. And that it might come down. So won't she be surprised when I've got this tall maple? It's already 10 or 12 feet tall. And then I told you about my apple tree. I ate an apple. Right? Saved the seed. Planted the seed. Now the tree's 14, 16 feet tall in 4 or 5 years. People don't get it. Because they don't know. They never planted a seed and watched it grow. Right? I showed you the vines taking over my frickin' house. They actually are starting to attach themselves to the neighbor's house and freak her the fuck out. I can't get up there, man. I don't have a ladder tall enough. And it's like hooking around some wire on her house. Probably a phone line or something. I don't fucking know. I can't do anything about it. I mean, and now I got whatever this inner ear problem. It's not vertigo, but it's just the same thing. I can't get on a fucking ladder. And I can't afford tree surgeon or anything. And I can't afford to buy some kind of extension clipper thing. I'm flat fucking broke. I'm a month behind on my water and sewer bill. Right? And I got to worry about shit like this. I got to open up those fucking walls. That green wall. See that green wall there? How it's like slanted and shit. I got to open that up and go back. See, you look at that green. You see that green wall, even not the one in the foreground, but the one like towards the back. That's slanted too. So I got to take that off and go back, dig into there. Yeah. I don't even know how to fucking do it. I'm getting too old for this shit, man. It's like more buckets. More buckets. I need to get a robot. Hey, Elon Musk, why don't you donate some kind of robot that could just live in my attic and just like take care of crap or fix things. My coffee's ice cold. 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 33 seconds. keep yourself hydrated. I wonder if it's one of those days where I'm going to be constipated. Probably. It's like I have to wait every other day. So fucked up, man.
I've resigned. I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. I am not a number. I am a free man.
Yeah, you're not a free man, man. You're a fucking number. That's all you are. You're a number.
Jukebox Gold.
Yeah, I've gotten crazy, man. I've gotten fucking stark raving fucking mad. I guess this is another one of those shows I probably just won't post. If you find it, you found it. You know? I don't even think I'll put it anywhere. Sometimes I post it on some of my obscure sites. Like Minds. Podcast Index. Locals. I don't even think I'll do that.
Humans as pets.
Yeah, that was an actual show. Humans as Pets. 20 years ago, man. I had it all figured out. That's a Club Mix extra for my Beyond Infinity. If I get a copyright strike for that, they fucked up because that song's not listed anywhere. Those freaks. Surrealistic nightmare. That was the title of one of my books. One, two, three. Why don't you surprise me and buy something? TonyCaravanLive.com. Get something. All right? Do it. Go on, do it. Come on, do it. Do it.